A, venting isn't healing. Overprocessing isn't progress. And writing without direction, that is not growth. If you've ever been journaling for years, but you still feel stuck in the same cycles, in the same loops, this video is for you. I'm going to show you how to stop cycling and circling your thoughts and start shifting them instead using a simple 5-step framework that you can apply every single time you sit down to write. Hey, I'm Nicole, your journaling coach. I used to believe that if I could just get it all out on paper, I would feel better. Whenever I was angry or disappointed or overwhelmed, I would just grab my journal and pour everything onto the page. And to be honest, it worked for a minute. It felt good in the moment. And writing became this release valve for the pressure I was carrying. It was like, I thought I was doing something productive. I thought maybe I was even healing. But after months of this, after years of this cycle, I started to notice this pattern. I wasn't moving forward. The same complaints kept showing up on the page. The same frustrations, the same unresolved feelings. My journal was like this dumping ground. It was feeling less like this tool for growth and more like a place where I just rehearsed my pain. I was venting, yes, but venting wasn't healing. It was just keeping me stuck. Let's talk about why venting alone doesn't work, regardless of what they say. All right. So emotional dumping is going to feel like a release. It's cathartic, but it does not equal progress. So when we write just to vent, then we're essentially rehearsing the same stories over and over and over again. We're replaying the hurt. We're solidifying our frustrations. We're cementing the unfairness. A couple years ago, I just stopped journaling because I kept journaling the same exact stories, the same limiting beliefs, the same stuck patterns, and nothing was changing. And so I stopped journaling for about 6 months because I was like, I'm not going to journal again until I can figure out how to journal successfully in a way that produces results for me in my life. A little bit ago, my husband and I were coming back into town on an airplane, and it was in the middle of a storm, and we kept circling the airport like 3 to 5 times until the pilot finally said, okay, I'm going to just trust my instruments, because he could not see. It was foggy. He said, I'm going to trust my instruments and we're going to land this plane. Well, venting is kind of like circling the airport, but never landing. You stay in the air, you're expending the energy, but you're not reaching your destination. You're not reaching new ground. And without a framework, your writing can actually reinforce those patterns that you want to shift. And this is why people say sometimes, maybe you've even said it, journaling just doesn't work for me. Well, the problem isn't journaling, it's the absence of redirection. So when I was talking about I did not write for 6 months, I did not write for 6 months until I came up with what I call the journal coaching method. It's a 5-step process that I use to get me out of that funk and start moving and taking action on my life instead of just rehearsing my hurt and my pain in that season. Let's talk about it. So the journal coaching method provides the structure that takes you beyond venting and helps you use writing as a tool for transformation. So instead of getting lost in emotional rehearsal, this method is going to move you through 5 intentional stages. I'll share 5 here, and then we're going to go deeper into it. Okay, so the first stage is the explore stage, where we cultivate self-awareness. The second stage, or the second step, is the clarify stage, where we're creating intention. The planning stage is step 3, where we begin to generate solutions. Step 4 is the activate stage, where we take action. And then the last stage of the fifth step is reflection. We're at this stage, we're integrating our learning and translating it into real life. All right, let's go deeper into each one. So again, in step one, the explore stage, venting has its place. Okay, we said that, but it's not the end of the practice. So in this stage, you're going to write freely to surface what's really there. You're going to notice your thoughts. You're going to notice your feelings and your patterns. And step two is clarifying. In this step, once we have our emotion and our thoughts on the page, this is where you pause and ask yourself, what is this really showing me? What matters most here? Okay. So this step is what shifts the raw venting into purposeful reflection. The planning stage is now with clarity, you begin to consider your options. How might I respond differently next time? What would it look like to tell a new or different story instead of replaying the old one? In the fourth stage, activate stage, now we're writing. Writing without action can keep you circling, right? So here in this step, we're going to identify one small step we can take, something that embodies the shift that you want to make in your life, okay? And so then the reflection stage is step 5. In this stage, we're going to check back in. We're asking, did our actions align with our values? Did it move us forward towards healing or the result we want to produce in our lives? And did we learn something? So again, with this framework, venting becomes this doorway instead of a dead end. It's the entry point that, when followed with reflection and direction, is going to lead you somewhere new. Your writing should always lead you somewhere new, okay? So we can go from pain to reflection to direction. And the journal coaching method makes this pathway clear. So we have pain, let her have her voice, okay, in the explore step. Then we discover the meaning behind the painful voice, okay, that's clarifying. Next, we imagine new possibilities, that's the planning stage. And then we choose to act on them, which is the activate stage. And then finally, we reflect on what has shifted. That's the reflection stage. So again, this process is going to ensure that you don't just get it out. You're going to grow through it. It's going to help you see a difference between using your journal as a dumping ground and using it more as a self-development or leadership tool. And this matters because without direction, journaling can feel like cycling the same block endlessly. And then when you pair it with the journal coaching method, then journaling becomes a practice of self-leadership. So we can stop rehearsing our old wounds. We can start creating new ways of thinking, new ways of feeling, new ways of responding. We have a choice. And this matters deeply because healing and shifting and growth, it doesn't happen in the venting stage itself. It happens when you see clearly what is going on inside, right? And then when you choose a different way forward. You can't heal what you won't see. And you can't grow without redirection. And the journal coaching method, which I talk about all the time, is going to give you both. So here are a couple of prompts for redirection based on this 5-step process. Okay, here are some ways you can practice the shift inside of your journal coaching, inside of your journaling practice in real time. So question number 1, what's on my mind right now that I need to release? That's the explore stage. Question 2, what value or need or belief is hiding beneath what I just wrote? That's clarified. Question 3, what's one small step I can take today to respond differently than I have before? That's step 4, activate. Okay. And then you reflect and see what you've learned. So in my own personal life, when I look back at the seasons where I just used my journal to vent, right? I wasn't failing. I just didn't have the right method. I was rehearsing without redirecting. So now when I write, I use the journal coaching method. I know the goal isn't just to feel better in the moment. I know the goal is to now notice and to shift and to lead and to take what's heavy and move it toward purpose. So the next time you open your journal, ask yourself, am I rehearsing my pain or am I redirecting it into healing and growth? The difference isn't just in your writing. It's definitely in your method. Every single journaling practice should be met with purpose and presence. And that's the way journaling works. That's the way it works effectively and sustainably to move you forward. And that's why we write, right? To reconnect with ourselves and to shift the way we think, feel, or choose in real time. So if this is something that spoke to you, please share a comment and share what resonated with you from this conversation. And if you feel like this is something that someone else may benefit from, then feel free to share this video with them. If you're ready to explore the journal coaching method even deeper in your own life and see how it can work for you, then I included a link to the journal coaching field study course, and you can explore it, enroll in a course, and use intentional prompts to get you the results you're wanting to produce with your journaling practice. Okay, so if you want to elevate or expand or deepen your journaling practice, then this is the course for you. All right, my name is Nicole. I am your journaling coach. If you have any questions, please put them in the comments. I love to talk about journaling, and I love to answer questions. Thank you so much for tuning in and taking time to stop by today. Take what you need, take good notes, and take good care.